Oh, and you think Shedeur just happened to know what?
No. I'm not. I'm not telling you what I think. I will tell you what I think.
You think he pre-planned that to get his face on camera?
If Shedeur Sanders' reaction to the kicker was actually real, as you guys can see, Shedeur Sanders dapping up the kicker, and people are saying he was doing it for them. I'm going to play this video clip and let you guys hear Browns insider Tony Rizzo speak out about this situation, and then I'll give you guys my thoughts after.
The Browns, they didn't let him go against the ones the whole time in training camp. There has to be a reason for this. And the only thing I can come up with is that he's not putting the work in off the field.
Shedeur Sanders' name has become more of a target than a headline these days. Every step he takes, every little action he makes, gets twisted into ammo for haters who seem desperate to drag him down. Recently, Shedeur went over to talk to Andre Smith after his rough mishap in the game. It was nothing more than a normal act of sportsmanship. But instead of praising the gesture, the Browns media machine is twisting it into something shady. They're pushing the ridiculous claim that it was staged, pre-planned, just to keep Shedeur in the spotlight. Honestly, the hate for Shedeur Sanders is crossing the line. And it feels like no matter what he does, there's always someone waiting to tear him apart.
I want everyone to consider the source here. I'm not in the building. I don't know what the deal is. I'm a fan. I'm just looking at this from the outside looking in, and there's got to be something to it. There got to be.
There was one
consoling a teammate. That's not good, right?
I give Shedeur a little bit of advice.
Rizzo didn't hold back when he tore into this so-called controversy. He went all in, blasting the absurd idea of calling Shedeur's actions some kind of fake, staged performance. Rizzo made it clear this is nothing but an agenda, totally disconnected from reality. He flat-out questioned the credibility of the whole story, pointing out that not a single person inside the Browns locker room has ever said a word about it because there is no source. And then he drove the point home with no hesitation. Since when did showing support to a teammate become a crime? The fact that people are twisting a real moment of compassion into negativity proves just one thing. The hate toward Shedeur Sanders is not only real, it's non-stop. And he's completely right about it. The hate is real. But there's another side to this that can't be brushed off. And it's far uglier than most want to admit. A lot of this agenda being pushed against Shedeur Sanders has nothing to do with football. It's about race. We've seen it over and over again in the NFL whenever a young black quarterback shows confidence, leadership, or even just gets attention. Critics twist it into arrogance, drama, or selfishness. And now, with Shedeur, it's no different. Team management and certain media voices keep fueling this non-stop negativity, making sure the headlines turn against him, so his rise with the Browns is harder than it needs to be. The irony is that the owners actually want Shedeur in the lineup even earlier.
I tend to think by Thanksgiving, he'll just potentially be the best quarterback they have, and the fans will be clamoring for him because it's not a very good team and they'll be losing games.
All of this only adds more proof to the argument because here we are again. Shedeur Sanders shoved down to third-string quarterback. That's no coincidence. The same management fueling these smear campaigns is the same group making sure he stays buried on the depth chart against the Baltimore Ravens. The young quarterback, once praised as the future of the franchise, now finds himself stuck on the emergency QB list, forced to watch from the sidelines while his talent goes wasted. And the real insult, the decision to put Joe Flacco, a veteran clearly past his prime, above Sanders in games that actually matter.
All right, so as you guys can see, we are here for Shedeur Sanders, and we see he's still third string going into week 2 of the Baltimore Ravens matchup.
This isn't just about football anymore. It's about politics, power, and controlling the narrative. Every move from management looks designed to box Shedeur in, to stop him from proving himself, while the hate machine spins in the background to excuse those choices. And yet the biggest question hangs heavy. Will Shedeur even step on the field in week 3? No one has that answer. What we do know is that his future in Cleveland feels shakier with every passing day. And the noise and tension around his name just keeps getting louder. And now the noise isn't just coming from management or the media. It's spreading everywhere. Fans and analysts are starting to question the Browns' decision. And the voices demanding Shedeur Sanders be released are only getting louder. The truth is simple. Shedeur's stock is sky high and his market value is impossible to ignore. Reports are already swirling that multiple teams would leap at the chance to bring him in. They see the raw talent and potential that Cleveland seems determined to waste on the sidelines.
You trade Shedeur Sanders. You clearly are not sold on him right now. You're not sold on the progress that he's making, even though you're saying, hey, we're happy with where he's at.
I'm going to be livid if it goes down by...
Journalists are pressing harder too, openly asking why the Browns are keeping a player they refuse to actually use. It's getting harder to explain why he's chained to the bench while the pressure keeps building. Fans are restless, fed up with the politics inside the team, and more are starting to believe the best answer for both Shedeur Sanders and the Browns is a clean split. And if he shows even flashes of his real ability, even if it's not flawless, Cowherd is sure fans will immediately rally behind him, demanding he remain the starter going forward. In his eyes, Shedeur Sanders is destined to take the spotlight no matter how hard people work to bury him in the shadows.
If you believe, and many do, that the owner, he's the one that wanted Manziel, he's the one that did Deshaun Watson, he's the one that wanted Baker Mayfield. This is an ownership group that likes headlines at quarterback.
Now, you might be asking yourself, why is Jimmy Haslam pushing so hard to get Shedeur Sanders on the field? The reason is obvious. Shedeur has turned into a magnet for attention and hype. His charisma, swagger, and fast-growing fan base have already made him one of the most talked-about names in the league. Right now, he's the spark that keeps Cleveland relevant. Let's be real, the Browns haven't exactly been headline material on their own. After last season, they were nearly forgotten. But Shedeur's presence changed everything. He's brought hype, energy, and a wave of attention that money can't buy. For the franchise, that means ratings, viewership, and big revenue. And in today's NFL, ratings equal power. Haslam and the ownership know it. They see Shedeur not just as a quarterback, but as a brand powerful enough to lift the entire organization. That's why the push to get him on the field isn't really just about football. It's about business power and keeping the Browns relevant on the biggest stage. Jimmy Haslam knows better than anyone that Shedeur Sanders is the key to putting the Browns back in the national spotlight. He understands this is the one player who can make Cleveland the center of NFL talk again. And that's why he isn't budging. The front office, fully aware of Shedeur's value, has made it clear they're not letting him go anywhere. Of course, that hasn't stopped the rumors and chatter. Rumors are flying that several teams are eager to take a shot at landing Shedeur, but Haslam isn't even entertaining those offers. Still, the tension around this standoff keeps building. The longer Shedeur stays chained to the bench, the more people will question how the Browns are handling him, and the more teams show interest, the louder those demands will become. It feels like only a matter of time before this entire situation explodes.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, we got to do some trading. Dion, she's mine. Hey,
Whether the Browns are winning or losing, the calls for Shedeur to play will only get louder. And once he finally gets a shot, even a glimpse of his potential could change everything, turning critics into believers and making it impossible to push him back to the bench. For now, Cleveland stands at a crossroads with its future quarterback caught in the middle of agendas, pressure, and heavy expectations. One thing's certain, the Shedeur Sanders saga is only just beginning. So tell me, Browns fans, is this nothing more than a smokescreen by management to keep Shedeur buried? Or is Jimmy Haslam really preparing to force him onto the field sooner than expected? Should the Browns cut him loose and let him explode somewhere else? Or is Cleveland truly the place where he'll finally prove himself? The Shedeur Sanders saga is only just beginning. Will the Browns hold him back or finally unleash him? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss what happens next.